Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Grab your coffee, right? If you got some in stock with your preps, which I'm sure you do, especially if you're part of this community. Any snick snacks that you got, you're going to share? Because listen, there's been news reports, okay, and eyewitness testimony about the fires, right? Destroying food manufacturing plants in the countries. And there's strong evidence, okay, that there's something sinister going on. Yeah. But a lot of us called that out a long time ago, you know. And the government and MSM, they're simply ignoring these. They are, yeah. So there's this doctor, her name is Jane Ruby, and she could not help but wonder, are they trying to replicate fear and panic to a larger degree that would happen than what happened in 2020? So I happen to agree with her on this, okay? Because she said when people panicked and they cleaned out the grocery stores, remember, with the toilet paper, right? And but it didn't even understand why they were doing it, remember? Because we kept questioning, why toilet paper of all things? Really? Toilet paper? You know? And then she goes on to say, well, maybe, but not but it's got to be on a much bigger scale. And then she touched on food shortages, fuel shortages, and then fertilizer shortages, which lines up with the elite's plan for the global starvation, which is something that we've been talking about here in our community for how long, right? And then she said, however, she also mentioned the role of the MSM in shaping the public's opinion in all of this, because you know how they know how to manipulate your thought process, even the way that you look at things. You know, they don't want you to see the big picture. They just want to show you little snippets here and there, you know. And like I've said before, for how many times did I say shiny object over here? They want you to see, oh, look at the shiny object over here, because we don't want you to see what's going on over there. No, look. Okay, that's how they work. And it's sickening, really, if you think about it, you know. Why don't they want us to see what's really going on? You know, do they live in such a delusional fantasy land that they don't want us to see what's going on? Why? What the hell is wrong with you? Wouldn't you want to know? You know what I mean? Or do you know what's really going on and it's so scary that you don't want to frighten people? I don't know. I mean, that is just the way that I think, you know. If I knew of something that was that frightening, you know, I would sit here and think, how can I tell the masses without scaring the hell out of them? But that's me. That's the way that my mind works. But I would figure out a way to get that message out without scaring people. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, she said, if it's contrived, it's real, but it's being forced. And it's spontaneous combustion and conflagration happening at hundreds of food manufacturing plants. And then she added that by the summer of 2022, the list of fires and other incidents that were related to the food shortages had grown to include meatpacking plants in Georgia, Illinois, and other states. And right, I think it's, what are we up to now? Is it 103 or 105 food processing plants and farms and things like that? I think we're up to 103, 105, right? And these incidents went on but it wasn't just here, it was in other countries as well. But no investigations were made. And that's like the fishy part. Why are there no serious investigations being done? A food processing plant isn't just going to go up into flames, and you can't just say, oh well, it was this little speck of this. No, that's not going to cause all of this devastation, all of this destruction. It's like, remember the list that I read off to you, and it was turkey farm, turkey farm, turkey farm, chicken farm, chicken farm, chicken, and it was literally all these farms. And how weird is it that all of these turkey farms were being destroyed, and what's next month? Thanksgiving. It's like, seriously, man? You don't think that people are going to catch on? What's wrong with you? Do you actually think that we're that flippin' dumb that you could just pull the wool over our eyes and nobody's going to question nothing? Come on. I'm not stupid. I can literally see right through your tactic, right through your agenda. All you have to do is read a little bit, and you're like, oh, shite. Okay? And no kidding. I mean, I've only been on this planet for 46 years, okay? But I've never once in my life have I ever heard of all of these fires, but not just that, all of these recalls. Tell me, have you ever heard of all of these recalls in all the years that you've been alive? No, you haven't. And you can't sit here and say, yeah, I know about... But it's not just on food, it's on medications too. Somebody just brought to my attention that the blood pressure medication. And they named 2 medications, and I'm like, well, can you check on my medication? Because I'm on one of my heart meds. It wasn't on there, but I couldn't find out if my one blood pressure medication was on there, carvedilol. And I said, can you check and see if carvedilol is on there? But I never heard back. So, and I don't even know where to go to look to see if I can find it. But, it's just strange because, like I said, no investigations were made. And I think it's because no lives were lost, which I thank God for that. But still, except for things that affected hundreds of food manufacturing plants that could impact the country's ability to distribute food to its citizens. Such incidents have been chalked up as conspiracy theories. I call BS. All right? I mean, together with the government, it has assured people that the food supply remains uninterrupted. Excuse me, but have you gone shopping lately? Even if you do your shopping online, everything's out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. And I'm not a picky eater, and I don't buy gourmet this and gourmet that. But like when I was buying chicken nuggets for the kids online from Kroger, everything's out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. And I'm like, hey, I can't even get chicken nuggets for the kids. So I made homemade chicken nuggets, and the kids were like, this doesn't taste like the chicken nuggets that you normally buy. And I'm like, Mia, Giovanni, eat. But you know how kids are. They're 7 and 8 years old. They're used to the processed garbage, So, many have observed the fires that consumed many of the food processing facilities, something too much to ignore. And it's so right. You just can't ignore 105 fires of food processing plants and chicken farms and turkey farms and pig farms and this farm and that. I'm sorry, but you can't ignore it. You just can't. So this doctor, Jane Ruby, she has accused MSM of doing the opposite of what it's supposed to be doing. And right on. And what they're supposed to be doing is to keep authorities honest or make them be transparent, which they are neither. Okay? Instead, the MSM has become an active conspirator, if you will, and led people to believe the opposite of what is actually happening. So, she said it's pretty unbelievable when you look at it, even when the reporters that are on these sets talking about it barely show like any curiosity. I mean, you telling me that these reporters, they don't go shopping? They don't have families to feed. That's why, it's kind of like, don't tell me you didn't go to Publix, if they live down here, or you didn't go to ShopRite, if you're up in Jersey, Pennsylvania, or Kroger, or Aldi, or whatever. You didn't notice that there's shortages, that there's nothing on the shelves. Well, then, if you say that, then I'm going to call you out, and I'm going to call you a flippin' liar. You are a liar, and I think it's time for you to lose your job. Because if you don't know how to tell the truth to the public, I think you need to find another line of work. So, why aren't we getting an investigation into these fires? Why? They just kind of report like a robot. For instance, you get scary headlines about food shortages or misleading. Don't listen, misinformation. And then you get people like me, people like Jason, people like Pinball. We'll get a strike against us for misinformation. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? The stuff that I find, that I talk about, stuff that we find on Google, man. If Google is putting it out there, why is the parent company of Google, which is YouTube, taking me down because of something that I found on your parent company? Answer that, Nancy Drew. So, saying that there is enough to feed everyone despite evidence of saying otherwise. You are a you are a liar. You are a liar, and I'm calling you out to your face. Anybody who has been to the grocery stores lately, including me, you, everybody, okay? You notice what's really going on. That there were months that went by when certain products, not all, but certain products, they were unavailable. They're not there. Because distributors stopped producing or manufacturing them. Today, Americans are seeing red herrings. You know what that are. As the U.S. comes on its heels of another election, God help us all, and lies and misinformation are being spread like butter. The point is to take a step back. What I'm looking at and what they're saying, what is their proof? Give me proof. Show me in black and white. I want to see pictures. I want to see video. Right? When I first started all this, doing YouTube and everything, and I was talking about certain things, people say, I want to see proof. I would say, okay. So I would leave links in the description box below. Here. And then, when I started talking about shortages, I want to see proof. Here, picture. Video. And then, people were like, oh, she's telling the truth. What do you think? I'm going to come onto a major platform like YouTube and lie? What the hell is wrong with your brain? Do you take a total leave of absence from your brain when you watch someone's videos? Think about it, man. So, you know, what do they want us, ordinary citizens, you, me, whatever. What do they want us to do? Does it make sense? With the ongoing invasion, inflation, $30 trillion in debt that's still rising, the United States in 2022 looks a lot like the recession of 2008. And Americans, they watched their retirement savings disappear. Poof, gone. And those who had their 401k, you're at risk again. Yet the government is keeping this information and more away from everybody. I just don't know how much more I can talk about this and show people. It's like, my God, it's unbelievable. It really, truly is. All right, guys, listen, I'm out of here, all right? I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fear less.